This is YouTube visibility and monetization, 5 steps to revive and monetize your YouTube channel. So this is for you if you started a YouTube channel years ago, but it's stagnant or growing slowly. Or your channel once had a decent following, like maybe you actually were pretty consistent on YouTube at one point, but you'd like to revive it now and get monetized. Or maybe you just want to create a whole brand new channel from scratch. And no matter where you're at right now, maybe there's something else too. Maybe you're in another place right now. But wherever you're at right now is perfect. I've literally been every single one of these 3 things over the last year. So wherever you're at right now is perfect. Just let it sink in and apply whatever I'm talking about today for wherever you're at in your journey at this time. So, do you have a YouTube channel or would you like to create one? So, kind of going back to the previous slide, where are you at in your journey? And what is your YouTube goal? You're welcome to type it in or just answer the questions if you're, just being reflective. I like to take notes, so feel free to take notes. And yeah, just allow whatever comes to come. If there's any ideas or anything sparks, go ahead and allow the juices to flow. Okay, so what's the agenda for today's class? First, we're going to talk about the qualifications for monetization. If you don't know what they are, you might actually be closer than you realize. So this will be good for you to know. The 5 steps to revive and monetize your YouTube, the dynamite effects, which is something new I'm going to be discussing. So, but I think it works perfectly for this topic today. Upcoming events, and we're going to end with the number 1 tip to grow your YouTube really fast. All right, so a little quickly about me. My mission, I want to empower you to be boldly seen and heard. And I work with aspiring YouTubers, creators, and entrepreneurs to help them share their message more powerfully. And I'm going to have another slide now in a second where I talk a little bit more about me, but really a lot of this comes from my own personal journey where I was so afraid to speak in public, to share my voice. I used to be so nervous to even do something like this. Just a few years ago, I was terrified of doing any type of talk. So I think that, each of us are, like I said at the beginning, are on our own journey. And wherever you're at, you can share your message, right? You can work towards sharing your message a little more powerfully. And also, I have a YouTube channel that I grew from scratch that started in October, but I really started posting content in November. I've already gotten that monetized. I have 900,000 views on that channel. And like I said, it's monetized. So I am going to be sharing information with you all today that I personally learned over the last year. These are not stale strategies. These are brand new, hot off the presses things that are working. I run my own coaching consulting business. I'm a best-selling author of 2 books, a speaker and a trainer, master's in communications, and a mindset and energetic healer. And like I love to say, your voice matters. Your purpose matters. Your message matters. So now is your time to share your message, whether it be on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube, right? So I hope that if you are a new channel or you're thinking about creating a channel, that this inspires you to create your own channel, because I do think that YouTube as a search engine and as a place for people like us who are educators, I think YouTube is a fabulous, phenomenal platform. So just kind of some of the basics here. We're going to start with, how do you actually monetize on YouTube? How do you qualify for monetization? I am very proud to announce that YouTube has now made it easier to monetize. This is very new. Only in the last few months they created 2 tiers. There used to only be 1 tier of monetization. So now they're making it a step easier for you to begin to monetize your channel. So the first tier is having 500 subscribers. Before it used to be 1,000. either 3,000 watch hours in a year or 3 million views on your short videos, which is under a minute, in 90 days, which to me is a pretty tough feat to get. So, but it depends on where you're at. So the monetization features for this first tier include memberships, like subscriptions. You can have memberships on your channel, super chats, super stickers, and gifts, which are basically like tips. So if somebody on YouTube that's consuming your content wants to give you like a $5 tip or a $20 tip or a $50 tip, I've seen $100 tips, right? It's done. So it could be another way for you to earn some extra income. And then there are shop and merchandise features. So if you have created shirts, let's say, or pens, or you have mugs, with logo or anything, that you can integrate that into your channel. So that's the first tier of monetization. The lower tier, the easier tier to meet. The second tier, which is what it used to be, this was full monetization, used to just be this tier, which is you had to get to 1,000 subscribers, either 4,000 watch hours or 10 million views. So think about that, 10 million views on your short videos in 90 days. Wow. Or 4,000 watch hours over a year. I'm not going to sit here and say it's like, snap, you're going to get it. My point, though, in sharing all this is that it could be easier than you know. You might even be further along if you already have a channel. And I'm going to share some interesting stories of some clients of mine who have actually gotten monetized because they didn't know how far along they were. So monetization features for this tier 2 includes everything that I just mentioned from tier 1. So it's the subscriptions, memberships, the shops, and the tips that you can get. Plus, you'll get paid for ads on your videos if you choose to have ads on your videos, which I think you should if you're going to monetize your channel. And also the shorts feed ads. So there's long videos and there's short videos. Short videos on YouTube are a minute or less. And so you can get paid for either your longer videos or your shorter videos. And so I suggest you do both, right? Do both and create content in both styles, in both formats, and get yourself monetized faster, right? And one of my clients just literally yesterday had this. She applied and she is in process for getting monetized. And I think she's going to get it in the next couple of days because it looked like there was just one little thing that needed a channel review. And I think she was going to get monetized. So it's actually, she falls in the category of this particular client. She falls in the category of she had a channel that was doing pretty well. She was doing okay, but she was stagnant and she had no idea where she was at. She even told me she had a certain number of, where she thought she qualified, and she was off, way off. So I helped create a plan for her. And within 6 days, she met that first tier of monetization. So now she's applied, and I think she's going to actually get to the monetization either today or tomorrow, just because it just seems to be moving pretty fast. So great. So there's 5 steps that I've learned of how to revive and monetize your YouTube channel, along with how I've worked with clients. So I'm going to share those 5 with you. And what's really cool about all 5 of these steps, a lot of we'll call it the strategies apply for growing your social media channels. I'm just going to be applying it to your YouTube. So all of this is really good for you to learn, or a good refresher, and it's going to help you for all of your different social media platforms. This is just YouTube specific. So the first step you need to think about is your content. What type of content are you creating now? What content does your audience need and want? And I say need and want because it could be 2 different things, right? Like maybe they need education, but they want entertainment, right? Maybe there's a way for you to combine those 2. Think about and really be honest, rate the quality of your content right now. I'm reviving. I'm in one right now where I'm reviving an old page, and the quality of the content, I'm not going to lie, is not superb. That's something I know I need to work on that particular channel. So rate the quality of your content, and maybe what are some ways that you can improve, or where would you like to be? I always like to say, assess what type of content right now, it could be on YouTube or on your other channels, what is already getting engagement? What is already getting the views? What content of yours is, what I like to say, working? What content is working right now? Like, maybe your entertainment videos are working. Maybe you create memes and that's fun and seems to get a lot of engagement. Maybe your educational videos seem to do really well. Maybe your live videos do well. What content right now is doing pretty well and getting engagement? And if the answer is nothing, then I'm going to just suggest that you test, that you just create new types of content. Create and post as much content as you can at the beginning, because while you're building an audience, while you're seeing what works with your audience on YouTube, we need to test a lot of different types of content. I was talking to somebody just earlier today, and we were discussing that, a lot of times we want to take the easy way, the easy road, and maybe not even start, or maybe hold off on starting because we want to get it all right. The thing is, with this type of content, there is no waiting for it to be just right. I can't tell you what's right for your type of for your industry until you start to put content out there and we assess what's working and what's not working. I mean, I can give you suggestions, and I will give you suggestions and recommendations, but maybe you post it and nothing happens. Maybe some other type of content. So I always like to say, and I'll say this, test and tweak, TNT, test and tweak, put content out there, see what works, and revise it, tweak it, do more of what's working, and revise or tweak what isn't working. So that's the first step, is really getting clear about, and maybe you don't have to get clear about your content, but just being conscious of content is a starting point, right? And on YouTube, it's videos. So if you've been posting mostly, let's say, like photos, now we have to think video for YouTube. The second step is consistency. And this also applies for every single social media platform. The algorithms favor consistency. If you don't post for a year and then you post one time on YouTube or on any platform, and you're like, oh, I don't know why my video is not getting any views, or maybe I used to post and get lots of engagement. Like for me, in the platform that I'm reviving, I used to post and get lots and lots of engagement. But because I stopped, the algorithm like tanked my videos. Now I had to start over again. So that's why I like to say, that consistency is really the key for building your presence on YouTube and really any social media platform. So why don't we just start? If you're starting or you're reviving your YouTube channel, start by posting videos that you've already posted on other platforms. So you don't have to necessarily say, oh, I have no content on my YouTube today. Take, let's say, 3 videos that you posted on Facebook and 2 videos that you posted on Instagram or TikTok or whatever other platform, and start to post on YouTube so you have a little bit of content to start. Start testing it and getting used to posting consistently on YouTube. And if possible to start, I mean, we're talking about you want to revive or really ramp up your YouTube. Let's start with 5 to 7 days per week, if possible. So if possible, post every single day. Later on, you can adjust that accordingly, or whenever you have something to post. But for now, if we really want to start building your channel, let's start posting a lot. And it's one post per day. I'm not asking you to post 4 or 5 times a day, right? But just start to build that habit of posting on YouTube. So the third step is building connections with your audience. YouTube has an incredible community building. They have incredible community building tools that I haven't seen on too many other platforms. I think the only major platform that I think might have a better tool or community tool are the groups in Facebook, because that's more private. But the YouTube community is very it's sticky. People are supportive. I think that you'll really like, if you're not really on there too much, I think you'll really enjoy the YouTube community. So test that. Start building your community on YouTube. Now, here's what's really cool. Remember I said before, if you haven't posted or you're starting to post, use your videos that you've already posted on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. If you already have influence in another social media platform or in another audience where there's traffic, post your videos in that platform and see if you can get some additional traffic to your YouTube, right? So in other words, you can wait for the YouTube algorithm to work in your favor, which might take weeks or months, or you can start driving traffic yourself there. So think about social media. Where do you already have a decent following? Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, Twitter or X. Reddit maybe? Like, I post some of my videos on Reddit. Reddit's a new tool a new platform for me anyway, that I've been driving traffic to my videos from Reddit. So where do you already have that influence or the traffic? Email list. When I started reviving one of my channels, I had emails that I was sending to my list with links to my videos on YouTube. And so not only was I educating people with a video, but also I was building my channel on YouTube with those videos. So I was driving traffic over there. So emails are a really good one. If you have an email list, even if you have 10 people on your email list, that's a tool, right? So start thinking leverage. How can I leverage? And then the last thing I'm including here is if you have a website or a blog or a vlog or any other site that is not your email list or a social media platform, anything else that can drive traffic to your YouTube, start doing that as well. So I like to, leverage wherever you already have the traffic or the audience. And this is an example of one of my clients. She actually has a pretty large Facebook following. She grew very quickly on Facebook, and now she's growing her YouTube. And she posted a link to one of her YouTube videos, and I noticed this because I was looking at her channel. I was looking at her analytics, which this is an exact graph from her analytics. And I noticed this spike, and I was like, what is happening? Where did that spike come from? And she texts me and she says, oh, I just posted the video with a link to the YouTube video on my Facebook. And I said, oh, that's what it is. She has an engaged following already on Facebook. That's this blue line here, this spike. And then this was just within like the first couple of hours. And here you see it's a longer term. This blue line is the Facebook traffic that she was getting from her Facebook. So it might be hard to read here, but it says out of the 7,300 views she has on the video, 5,500, almost 5,500 came from her Facebook page. So talk about leverage. She was able to really boost her views on YouTube and also get new subscribers from her Facebook, from her already existing Facebook page or Facebook audience. So that really, really helped her. So that was my C for, what was the C for? Connection. So using your already existing connections and leverage that, and building connections on YouTube. So the fourth step is what I'm referring to as customization. So customization is where it's kind of like the nitty-gritty, the details for really getting to the next level on your channel. So remember, we started with, okay, let's baseline. What is your content? Then let's start to consistently post. Then let's build community, connection, leverage what other, where our audience is. And now we get into customization. This is where we start to get really granular, really detailed on how to improve, how to really, get the algorithm to love you on YouTube. So one is titles. Pretty much let's say the 5 main social media platforms, only YouTube has a title for, a title that you have to put on your posts. None of the other platforms have a title. They have captions. And in the case of Twitter, it's like a short paragraph, a few lines. But the title is really going to help you stand out. You want that to really pop on YouTube. The first 3 to 5 words, really important on YouTube for your title. Then the cover photo is also important. You can put words and photos and images that stand out for your cover photo. So that's another thing you want to make sure is optimized for your channel. The third thing is tags and keywords. And we're going to talk about in the next section how important, certain words are to trending words and things like that. You want to have the right words in your captions in your videos to really help you to stand out, and also to help the algorithm, tell the algorithm what your audience wants. The next thing here is playlists. A playlist is it's like a folder for videos of the same type of category or type of content. And playlists can really help you to build your channel, because if there is one entire channel just to talk, let's say if you're a health coach, you could have one entire playlist or folder of exercises that you can do to build muscle. Another folder for exercises to help you burn fat. Another folder for nutrition. Another folder, another playlist for, motivation and inspiration. So you can see how you can use playlists to help people who really, really like your content on YouTube to consume lots of it at a time. And get this, YouTube wants your audience to stay on your channel. They want you to find ways for people to consume. Somebody likes your content, somebody likes your video, YouTube wants them to find more of your videos. So these are little hacks that are going to help you to build your watch hours, build your views, and build your subscribers on YouTube. And the fifth thing I wanted to mention here in customization is your caption. So that's like the description for your videos. And actually, there's 2 types of captions, just in case you don't get confused. And I actually think I was referring to the other type of caption, but that's fine. The other type of caption is the text subtitles in your videos. It's been shown, at least right now, as of today, that the captions, like the subtitles right in your video, actually improve people being interested, like they want to actually consume your videos, and helps them to stay on longer. And that's both for long videos and for short videos. I don't put captions or subtitles on my long videos, very few of them, but I do put them in my short videos. So just something to consider. If you're doing it, let's say on Instagram, you can post that same video with the captions on Instagram on YouTube. So just something for you to consider or to think about. So remember before I was talking about the title, this is something that, and I know that Dr. T, you were with me when I tried this, when I tested this specific thing, which is that I posted a video on my YouTube channel and it had 100 views after, like 12 hours or 24 hours after I posted it. I go in, I use ChatGPT, which is an AI software, to optimize, to make a better headline, a better title for my video. And literally within the hour, it rose from 100 to 1,931. And I grew my subscribers, I grew my views. And so that was one of those days when I said, whoa, like it shocked me how much of a difference, right? Like, and it didn't even go like incrementally. Normally you would think it would incrementally increase, right? No, this was like a huge boost there. So these little tips to help you customize your channel can really help to boost your views, your watch hours, and your subscribers. Here's another example actually from yesterday. I got this because this exact same thing happened to my client. She posted a video, and 2 hours later, she texts me and she says, "Oh, I don't know what happened. It's only got 22 views." And I said, "Huh, interesting." So I go in there, I tweak the headline, the title, and within a couple of hours, it grew to 1,700 views. Not as dramatic as the other one, but still almost there, right? And she picked up some subscribers as well. So it's just an interesting, how this still works, right? This idea of just really fine tuning your messaging can really help you to grow your YouTube. And if you're creating a completely new channel, then I wish I knew everything that I'm teaching you now when I started my channel 11 months ago, because I would have done all of this so much better, so much faster. Of course, it helps to test things, right? And get in there and get dirty and try things on your own. But so many things I did wrong because I didn't know any better. So these are cool little tweaks, little hacks that I like to use, and they're still working. So remember, you have less than 3 seconds to get the attention. So make sure your headlines, your subject lines, your captions, and your content grab your audience's attention quickly, right? In some cases, it's like a split second to get their attention. So then step number 5 is what I'm calling virality, going viral, right? Like the viral factor. And when we talk about really the types of content and the types of things that are going to make you go viral, and by viral, it can be anything for you. It could be anything from thousands of views to, of course, millions of views, right? Depending on where you're at right now. If you have never gotten more than 1,000 views on one of your pieces of content, then let's strive to get you to 10,000 views, right? Or maybe that's even too much of a jump. Maybe we get you to 3,000 views, then 5,000, then 7, then 10,000 views, right? So I had to work out all of this. Like when I first got my milestone of getting 3,000 views on my first video, I was so excited. Then it got up to 10,000, then 20,000, then 50,000, then 100,000, then 500,000. And I'm still going. I haven't gotten 1 million views yet on one of my videos, but I know it's coming. So we just need to keep putting it out there. In fact, one of my videos that's gotten almost 500,000 views will probably get to 1 million views in the next 6 months. I believe it. So it's just a matter of time. If you're putting good content out there, that you're going to get those views. So what topics are really going to pique the interest and curiosity of your audience right now? Curiosity is really the most important, the operative word here. What's going to be like, I need to see that. I need to see what this is about. Trending topics are also a good way to see what's already viral, what's already piquing the curiosity. So there's the first line here is the curiosity of your audience, but also what's already trending that you can apply to your audience or your industry. I like to go onto Twitter or X, and I like to see what topics are trending on Twitter. I also go on to, of course, on YouTube, and I see what's, on my feed. I see what's already trending, and if it's something relevant to my audience, timely, then I could apply it to my audience. But I like to use other platforms sometimes to see what's going on, right? Like I actually get most of my news from social media. So I like to see what's already happening on social media. That's why I like Twitter for trending topics, because usually it's very timely. Usually it's things that are actually trending, current events right now. And here's an interesting point. There's large audience and then there's niche audience. And usually your niche or your niche audience is going to be much smaller than if you target a large audience. And so what I would suggest is that you can test putting out more niche content for your niche audience, and then also stepping back and taking some of that content and making it a little bit more mainstream, or testing a little bit more of the mainstream content, because typically that larger audience content has more chance to go viral than the super specific, super niche content. And I'm talking about for YouTube, right? Because when you're making a sales video, you want that to be specific. You want that to be super niche, because you want that to really resonate and be like, hi, I know, like you're my person. I want you, right? You want that to really land. But for some of these other platforms, having that larger or more mainstream audience or more general audience is going to help you to get a wider views, more views, right? That's not 100% across the board. I've seen the randomest videos, like, I don't know, how to barbecue, God knows what, some random thing, and, has like millions of views. So, but typically I'm talking about in generalities. Okay, so then the other thing that's really important for viral, right? Like in the end, what makes something go viral is it grabs the attention of the audience super quickly, and people want to watch it, they consume it, they share it, they forward it, they comment on it, they like it, right? But it grabs that attention quickly. Something that is getting people to not watch it for more than a second or 2 seconds or 3 seconds is not going to go viral. So that viral factor is really having that strong hook up front. So if nothing else, just start fresh today. So if you're like, oh, I feel really bad because it's been years and nothing's happened, or I've wanted to start, but nothing's happened, or I'm doing this and it's not working, just start fresh today. Now, remember I mentioned at the beginning that I have been those 3 categories of people with YouTube channels. This is one of them. This is a screenshot of the analytics for one of my channels that has been stagnant. It hasn't been growing, but I also haven't been posting. I haven't really done much with it. So I said, I'm going to test myself and I'm going to push myself to do what I'm teaching. And here is an example of, you see, it's like flatlined practically. I get a few little views here or there. And so I posted this day and I got some views, and I posted that day and I posted and I posted and I posted. And just in a matter of a couple of weeks, I've started to see a shift in my channel. It was, at first it was maybe a little slower. You see here, it's like it have a peak and then it's kind of low, but now it's starting to be more consistent peaks. So I'm testing things from scratch again to see what's working. And that's what I'm calling the dynamite effect. I've seen this with myself. I've seen this with multiple clients. And the dynamite effect is, light the fuse right now. If you see, it's like dynamite usually has that long, I don't even know what you call it, but the thing that you light, the stick that you light, and you light the fuse. You light the fuse by posting. Post today, post tomorrow. Keep posting, seeing what's working, using the guide, looking at the analytics and seeing what's working and what's not working. And it's going to be usually a slow burn, right? Maybe a slow, high burn. And all of a sudden, it just blows up. And so that's what I'm calling the dynamite effect, or it could also be the powder keg. A powder keg is like that powder that once it might be slow to burn, but once it burns, it blows up. And that's how it actually happens with most social media. But because we're talking about YouTube, I've seen this happen multiple times. Just start today, light the fuse, and you're gonna see, even if it's a slow burn, you're gonna see it incrementally increase, and one day it's gonna blow up if you're consistent with it. So that's what I want you to start to think about. So what I suggest is a 21-day jump start. Your week 1 is the 2 first steps. Look at your content and start posting consistently. Create a habit of posting consistently. So when I did my week 1 on that channel that I said that didn't really have very good content, I assessed that week and I was disturbed at how bad the content was. But that's feedback. You can't be perfect, right? Take the feedback, learn from it, and improve, right? So that's why I always like to say, don't try to go for viral content in that first week. Just start to post consistently. Take that as learning lessons, right? TNT, right? Dynamite, but TNT, like test and tweak, right? Week 2 is start to build the connections, leverage your other platforms, right? Send an email. If you have an email list, send an email and invite people to go to your channel and look at a video. Or if you already have a platform on another social media channel, start to customize some of those items I told you, like the titles. Maybe you can improve and you can test some of those different titles, or test different thumbnails for your videos, or adding captions to your videos. Try some of those new features and see if any of that helps you. And then week 3 is when you can assess back, look at the last 2 weeks and say, okay, this content, I've been putting out enough content now for the last 2 weeks that this type of content is actually doing pretty well. This type of content isn't doing so well. I'm not really getting a lot of views, not so much engagement. When I post on Facebook, I get lots of people going to my channel. When I post on Instagram, nobody goes to my channel, right? When I post a video or when I send an email, lots of people go. You can start to look back and see what works. And then now when you start to use those viral strategies, like I said earlier, looking at what's trending, looking at what is already getting attention, and apply that to your brand. And I know some of you know when I used to do a lot of Instagram videos, my most viral videos were when I covered celebrities, when I covered trending dances, when I used viral songs, those are the ones that would go viral. Are those, I was already using viral tools. I was using viral strategies to make those, and that ended up making those videos go viral. So that's what I would suggest. I call it a jump start, like that dynamite, right? Like the dynamite, you just start week 1, week 2, and then eventually it might not happen in week 3, but maybe it happens in week 4 or week 6, but just continuing to move forward. So what I want you to do is just think about, assess where you're at. You don't know what you don't know. That's why I like teaching people about YouTube, because I didn't know what I didn't know until I had to learn it, right? So take a look at your YouTube analytics. Where are you at right now? Where do you stand? And how close are you to being eligible for monetization? Like in the case of my one client, who she didn't even know where she was at. She was so off from where she thought she was. And it actually ended up being more possible for her because the dynamite effect actually helped her. She posted months ago, forgot about it, but those few posts she made a few months ago actually helped her. They boosted her views and her watch hours. And so she was closer to monetization than she knew. So, but she wouldn't even have known. She wouldn't even have known where she was if she didn't look. And of course, then, like I always like to say, do more of the steps that are going to monetize you as quickly as possible. Do more of what's working, because that's going to help you to monetize quicker. So with that, I did want to offer for anyone who is interested in having, like, similar to what I did with my one client, an assessment of where you're at in your YouTube journey at the moment. I'm doing a one-to-one training. It would be a one-to-one customized session with you where we would go over, it's a one-to-one training over Zoom. We would review your analytics with you and help you understand what they even mean. What does it mean for you and your industry and your brand? I'll offer key recommendations to reach monetization quicker and answer any questions that you may have about monetizing. So that is it's a one-to-one training package valued at $300. And I also have a 21-day jumpstart, but I know that not everyone is ready for that. And maybe you don't even know where you're at. So I'm offering this little training, one-to-one training session to help you see where you're at, and also maybe assess whether, what you actually need to get to monetization. And I made a note here. If you just started a YouTube channel, I can do the same thing. I can help you go through your analytics, teach you where they are, teach you how to read them, and then recommend what type of content to post. So if you already have an existing channel, I can look at your content and tell you, do more of this, do less of this. If you have a new channel, I'll go through with you and show you what could be some, types of content, recommend types of content to post. But remember, like I said earlier, that's just going to be a guess until you put content out. Because once you start putting content out, then you can actually see what's working and what's not working. So this is very special limited time masterclass price. I think it came out to like 80% off the price of what I would normally charge. So if you're interested in this, go to alexandrafigueredo.com/YouTube. The package is there. I'm putting this as a limited time price because I am not sure if I'm going to even offer this for very much longer. If this interests you, please check it out. Get on my calendar, and we can go over this together. And maybe, like what happened with my client, monetization is faster and more possible than you even imagined. So I hope that this helped. And before we go, I just wanted to say the number one tip to grow fast on YouTube and get you potentially to monetization even quicker is to post controversy. Post controversy. So I did it the slower and steady way because I don't like controversy. I'll just be transparent. I don't like controversy. It's not in my nature. I'm a people pleaser. But I have noticed that my more controversial topics do better than my non-controversial topics. So if you want to grow fast, you need to get more people engaged in your content. And by having polarizing viewpoints, you'll have a lot of people saying that they agree and a lot of people saying that they disagree. And that increases your engagement and that gets more views on your content. Now, of course, without making sure that you're not being disrespectful, right? Like I don't think you should be an a-hole, right? within professional responsibility, right? But polarizing viewpoints does really well. Strong opinions do really well. Controversial public figures. So religion is polarizing, politics is polarizing. You get like a very controversial public figure, like a conservative or a very liberal public figure, whatever it is. Like for example, with my true crime channel, if I post something about President Biden, anything to do with President Biden, I get tons of comments, even if it was not at all about politics. Just the fact that I mention the president, I get tons of comments from people that disagree and all of that. So anyone in politics is a controversial public figure, I would say. Anything that's outrageous or shocking behaviors, right? Like if people are doing there's all sorts of challenges on like pranks. Pranks do really well on social media. Like I'm not saying for you to do a prank, right? Because that could be not your brand, but pranks, outrageous behavior, anything like that, shocking behavior. Think what is going to get people to absolutely have an opinion that they must comment. And that is controversy, shock value. Okay. And so if you really want to grow very fast, do something that's going to put you out there, put you on the map, something controversial, have a really strong opinion. Okay. That said, I have an example. This is one of my clients. She has gone viral on YouTube, but she wasn't monetized. So I'm helping her get monetized now, starting from stale, a stagnant YouTube. But she got her most viral video is a video. She's a dancer. She was dancing 9 months pregnant. And that is controversial because some people think it's awful. Some people think it's gross. Lots of people think it's beautiful and give a lot of beautiful comments about it. Many people give not so good comments about it. But the point is that this is seen as controversial, not necessarily bad, like some of the other things we were talking about. Not that I necessarily think controversial figures are bad, but those can be seen. I think people have very, very, very passionate opinions about some of those other topics we talked about. But she went super viral from her video, dancing 9 months pregnant. And I'm just going to mention one thing about this particular video. This video was a perfect example of that dynamite that I talked to you about. Because she posted it and it was like a flat line for like a year. And then all of a sudden it took off and it went super viral and she got 1 million views and 2 million views. And she still gets views on this video from several years ago. So that's the exact one I'm talking about, that dynamite. You might not, if could be a slow buildup for your content. But if you're consistent and you continue to put content and you continue to improve, you will see those viral elements for your videos will take off. I've seen it from my channel from scratch. I've seen it for somebody like her who's already gone viral and is working on getting viral again. And I've seen it with other clients and other people, really, just other creators that you see blow up. And how would you feel if you could share your passion and purpose online and get paid to do it? This is why I got interested in teaching YouTube platform, because I saw that I did it, and I saw that if I did it, then you can do it. And why not get paid for the content that you're already making? So with that, now is your time to be boldly seen and heard. I hope that this helped you. I hope that you learned something today. If you can, type in the chat, type in the comments, what was your biggest takeaway from today? Love to hear what that was. And I'm going to go ahead also and just type in if anyone is interested in doing a one-to-one session with me. That is alexandrafigueredo.com/YouTube. And on that, there are the two different options. Yeah, it's exciting. Nugget, YouTube has become easier. Yes. I think that once that happened, I think that was a game changer. That is extremely new. It just happened 2 months ago. I think maybe it was announced 3 months ago, and it took into effect like 2 months ago. So having that, and I'll end with this amazing, cool, really cool nugget. And this happened to me, and I'm seeing this with my client who just got monetized in the lower tier. Because we start off with the lower tier getting monetized, we go through all the paperwork, all the back-end paperwork to get monetized at the lower level, that by the time you meet the eligibility for the top tier, you're already eligible. You don't even have to apply. So once you meet the lower tier and you're eligible and you meet it, you apply and you get accepted, then as soon as you meet the top tier, you're in. You don't have to wait days or weeks to start making money off your videos. So I love this. I mean, I just think it's like there's no better time to really get onto YouTube. If you've been thinking about it, now is really the time to just get in there and start posting your videos, which you're already making. You're already making videos. Might as well post them on YouTube and help people, serve people, educate people, and ideally eventually make money off of them. All right, everyone. I hope that I'm so glad that this served you. I really appreciate you all. Thank you so much for being here. Mwah. Many blessings for you. I look forward to hopefully seeing your YouTubes blow up and really making a mark on YouTube. I'll talk to you soon. Bye. For more help growing your visibility and monetizing your brand, go to alexandrafigueredo.com. And if you like this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications. Thank you.